Well, Rube, this is a new low for the 2025 Eagles.
I agree. And that's saying something because they blew a 21-point lead against their biggest division rival 5 days ago, and this is worse.
6 days ago, we could explain away a lot with this team. They were 8-2, still the Super Bowl favorites at that point. A lot has happened in the course of a week, and that is no longer the case. The Eagles lose on Black Friday, 24-15 to the Chicago Bears. This is the Eagle Eye Podcast brought to you by Nissan, Reuben Frank, and Dave Zangaro. A lot to get to in this game. We'll finish the podcast with the Dave's Positivity Corner. That might be one of the shortest we've ever done because there just aren't a lot of positives from this game, Rube.
Yeah, we have a few minutes to come up with a few. I have a couple in mind, but yeah, they just got manhandled, both sides of the ball. They just got pushed around. That was the game. I mean, that was the story of the game. They just got.
Is that your big takeaway from this one?
They just got beat up. I don't even know if there's one big takeaway. I guess my big takeaway, if I had to have one, was this team is not going to win a Super Bowl with Kevin Patullo as the play caller. We kind of knew that before, but
I think you might have been able to finish that sentence earlier.
This team's not going to win a Super Bowl. And obviously there's other issues, but the continued inefficiency and just cluelessness of the offense it's infuriating. And obviously there are other issues today. Run defense was the most rushing yards they've allowed at home since 1963. I still have my notes from that game here somewhere. So yeah, there's a lot, special teams. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of concerns. But the one thing that's really been a constant all year has been the offense. And when you look at the Bears' offense, their talent, they don't have the talent that the Eagles do. I mean, DeAndre Swift's a nice player. He's kind of a journeyman, 3 teams in 4 years. Good back. Kevin Monaghan is a late round rookie from Rutgers via Don Bosco. They don't have an elite receiver. Their quarterback has shown a lot of promise, but Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. But then you watch them play, and there's so much just more rhythm, more vibe, more cohesiveness, more togetherness, obviously production. And that's what makes it like this is not a bad roster, although maybe it's not as good as we thought. That's fair. But they had 9 points in the middle of the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, at home against, this is 2 weeks in a row against statistically a bottom 10 defense. Inexcusable.
Yeah, I think that was what stood out to me most in this game is like, if you're an Eagles fan and you watch this game, you were jealous of the Bears for a few different reasons. One of them, like you mentioned, is even though maybe you're right, like the Eagles are maybe not as talented as we thought they were, but I think they have more talent than the Bears offense. And you just watched just a good game plan, innovative play designs that worked off of each other. Like that's a good offensive coach over there in Ben Johnson, and it looked like it. So I think you're jealous of that. And then you see that offensive line just maul all game. And that's what the Eagles have been known for in the last few years. And they just don't have that right now. So for those two reasons, like you watch the Bears and you think, that's what it should look like, and it just looks nothing like that. It doesn't even look like an NFL offense right now.
It doesn't. And Nick said once again that Kevin Patullo, he said Kevin Patullo will remain the play caller. It's a long week. Maybe by middle of the week he'll change his mind.
Yeah, I don't know if I completely buy him saying that. He was asked the first question of his presser after the game. He was basically asked that, and he said, we'll evaluate everything. And then he talked about how it's never one person. So he was asked a follow-up. Good job by Martin Frank from the Delaware News Journal to ask a follow-up and pin him down on what he actually meant. And he said, no, we're not changing the play caller. We'll see if that's really the case, because I don't know how you continue the way it is.
Yeah, and I don't think he's the only problem with the offense, but I think he's the biggest one, and I think he's one that you can change easily.
Yeah. You don't have many buttons to push.
You don't.
Like, you're not all of a sudden going to have a new offense. You're not going to have a new quarterback. You're not going to have new players. Like, you really only have one thing to do, and that's find a new play caller.
I guess you could bench Jalen for Tanner McKee. I mean, there are other buttons. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He was a Super Bowl MVP 10 months ago. But yeah,
Is part of you curious of what it would look like? I
yeah,
know they would never do it, but part of me is curious.
absolutely. Jalen's not playing well. He's certainly a part of the problem. It's 3 weeks in a row, 3 games in a row. I guess these 2 games are the same week. Um, he's just, and I know the conditions were bad. It was windy, but he's missing guys. He's just looks out of sorts, scattershot out there. And I'm sure a lot of that is the offense and the plays. I mean, I don't know how you can have success with the plays that Kevin Patullo is pulling out of a hat. It seems like just like, hey, let's run this, let's run this. It, it it's hard to watch.
Yeah. And it becomes worse when you're watching the other offense or you watch football around the league and it is cohesive and there is a plan and they are scheming guys open and you're not relying on talent and you're not just banging your head against the wall or picking plays out of a hat. This is not an NFL offense right now. I don't know what it is, but it's troubling. And this is really the first week where I just don't think it's going to get fixed. Like, and there were a few positives, maybe like the Saquon early on, I thought looked pretty good. I thought the run game had a chance to do something this afternoon, but I don't know. I walk away from that stadium tonight thinking they're cooked. They can't fix this.
Yeah.
And then you talk to players in the locker room about, where's your confidence level in it getting fixed? And everyone is saying the right things, that it's about execution and we have to be better. And they're pointing out their own mistakes. And I appreciate that. But it also felt like, Jalen Hurts in that post-game press conference talking about identity. It's about to be December.
Week 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going into week 14. Yeah, I thought, like, I'm not one of the big, you got to run the ball 30 times a game guys, but I thought they had something with Saquon against the Bears front, and he did average 4.3. In second half, he averaged 5.5. And then, this is a one-possession game up until 6 minutes, whatever it was, 6.5 minutes left. Why not? Why not a little bit more? 13 carries when he's doing some good things. And it's windy out and you're throwing 34 times and running 13 times. It just, none of it makes sense. None of it adds up. The offense is what the offense deserves. They're getting worse. And, the first month of the season, like, we felt like they were underachieving. They were scoring 24 points a game and we didn't feel good about it. Since then, they're averaging I think it's 17 points a game. They've had one game since week 4 where they've scored more than 21 offensive points. And that was the Giants. And they fired their coach 2 weeks later and then their defensive coordinator 2 weeks after that. So I'm kind of with you. I would like to see what changing the play caller does. They don't have a Shane Steichen, I don't think. Maybe Parks Frazier can add some juice. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah. I've been more hesitant than you on this, and my hesitancy is gone. You can't keep doing it. And the problem is, I don't know if that fixes the problems. Sure. I don't think it does, but
can't hurt.
I don't think so. What's the downside? I don't. The downside is they get worse, but you got to try something. This is a team on the brink of a collapse right now.
Yeah, and today was the first time it kind of felt like 2023 to me, just kind of on the heels of blowing a 21-point lead 5 days ago against your biggest division rival. Kind of that, and then giving up 281 rushing yards 5 days later. You have just back-to-back kind of non-competitive situations, and that's what we saw in 23. And I think, I'm still not as concerned with the defense despite those rushing numbers as the offense. But in each year, 23 and 25, one side of the ball was just non-competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And in 23 and 25, we kind of looked at the schedule and we're like, well, they have Arizona, well, they have the Giants. And now we're kind of like, well, they got the Raiders. They got 2 games against Washington. I don't know. I just don't know who they could beat if they play like this.
And if we zoom out here, the Cowboys are on their heels. We kind of wrapped up. We thought we put to bed this division a long time ago, and you're looking at the Cowboys' schedule. They have the Eagles, Chiefs, and Lions. Well, they've won those first 2 games, and Yeah, all of a sudden, like the division is in question. We were talking 6 days ago, we're talking about the number one seed. We're talking about home field advantage in the playoffs. We're talking about Super Bowl odds. All of a sudden, the NFC East isn't even a given.
I know you booked your hotel in Santa Clara. Yeah, and the Cowboys are just like the Eagles do not look like a confident team right now.
How could they be?
I mean, they don't look like there's no juice there. But you watch the Cowboys, you watch the Bears, and they're teams that play like they believe in what they're doing. I mean, the Cowboys are dangerous.
It would still be difficult for the Cowboys to overtake them, but it's now no longer like impossible.
Yeah, what are they, 6-5-1?
Mm-hmm.
So they have 5 games left. So
if nothing else, they're putting a little bit of pressure on them.
yeah. So I mean, the Eagles need to get to 12, and I'm not sure they can do that. Assuming the Cowboys win out, the Eagles would have to go 4-2. I don't know. I don't see a 4-2 team out there.
I don't either. Looking at the numbers in this game, it looks a little better than it really was, honestly. Yeah. Total first downs, Bears doubled them up 28-14. The Eagles had 2 until their touchdown drive. I mean, they were just anemic offensively. Total yards, 425 to 317. So continues the trend of them getting outgained in just about every game.
They had like 180 before that little flurry in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, when it was like I guess it wasn't technically too late, but
it was too late.
Yeah. It was bad. Time of possession almost doubled up. 39-18 for the Bears, 20-42 for the Eagles. Both sides of the football played a role in that, obviously. The offense did not help the defense. The defense didn't help the offense. Bad complementary football. I don't know. It was just bad in all 3 phases in every way possible. And the worst part about it, it's bad without reason to really suspect that it's going to get better. And now on defense, I still have confidence in that group. Did not perform well today, but in general, I have confidence in that group. But offensively, I just have none.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think the defense is okay. I do feel like the D-line is underachieving. They like to think they're the best D-line in football. They sure didn't look like it today. And the sacks haven't been coming. Nolan had one. There's only been one game this year where the edge rushers had more than 1 sack. That was a Green Bay game. Jalix had one and Nolan had one. Yeah, I don't know. They showed just briefly. They showed Jeff Lurie and his wife in his box. Did you see that?
I did not. How'd that look?
He was pale and miserable, and that was before the game started. No, it was. Yeah, he did not look happy. You don't want to make too much.
How could you be
into it? But it's like, and look, they are still 8-4. We've seen them bounce back from things in the past, but yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, a bunch of players in the locker room said this, so I'm guessing it was part of Nick Sirianni's message to the team, but talking about we won 4, lost 2, won 4, lost 2. Now we have to win the next 4, and that's just not the way it works. Like, I understand you're trying to talk yourself up, you're trying to give yourself reasons to believe. That's not how football works. Like, you kind of are what you are.
Yeah,
and it's bad right now. You look at their possessions; it's just, they didn't go 3 and out to start the game, so we'll throw them a little parade. They got a first down, picked up 20 yards before punt. Then they got a field goal on the next drive. So not good, but not awful. But then 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, interception, the 1 touchdown drive. And then the flow of the game, that Jalix Hunt interception, you're thinking, oh boy, here they go. And it was the one time in this game where you thought, oh man, they might actually win this game after everything that's happened. And then the fumble happens on the tush push.
Yeah. Jalen said something interesting. You were in there for Jalen, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said it's getting harder to do. Teams are getting better at defending it. So maybe it's good if they're going to ban it. But
I don't know. It is like it's a little bit of a difficult thing because he said, like, yeah, I'd love if they called forward progress dead. But in general, like, that might not help them. They're fighting for that yard, and it's just one of those things. It's a good strategy to stop that play, trying to punch the football out while he's being like held up.
Yeah.
And I think, who was it? Was it Jalen Johnson?
I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't. It was, I forget who it was. It was, who's 26?
I th- I thought it was I thought it was I thought it was Billings.
Okay, it was 26, whoever that
I thought it
was.
was 97.
Okay. Well, whatever. I have the Cowboys game notes in front of me. That's not going to help. Ugh.
It was
Yeah, but that was like
Quinnen
their one
Williams.
chance in this game, and it's
Yeah,
like you have so few opportunities when you're playing as poorly as you are, and that was a heck of a play by Jalen Hunt. Sets them up,
it
and then
was.
they start to move the ball a little bit.
What did they get? What was the line of scrimmage after the? Yeah, I think he had a 12-yard return. So he
They
got
had it at the plus 36.
yeah. So he got down to the 36, and they got down to the 12. They had that 3rd and 1 on the 12, and he fumbled. I thought,
And then quickly after that, the Bears go 92 yards, score a touchdown. Bad complimentary football. Like there's something to that. Like good teams figure out ways for like one side to prop the other side up. Bad teams find a way to kind of compound mistakes, compound errors, let things snowball. And they're playing like a bad football team right now.
yeah, it's a great point. I mean, they had a chance to really take command of that game, and they just handed it right back to the Bears.
And then even special teams missing a PAT with a chance to tie up the game. Like little things matter. They just do.
Tough stretch for Jake Elliott.
Yeah. We'll get to special teams in a little bit. Offensively, looking at the numbers, Saquon 13 for 56, 4.3 average, which will actually help him. Jalen Hurts 4 for 31 in the run game. Did some good things with his legs. Passing wise, 19 for 34, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. The one coming late, 1 interception. Even the touchdown pass to AJ it was a big play by AJ. It wasn't like a great pass.
First one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great play by AJ. I mean, those strong hands. I mean,
Yeah, it came back to the football.
yeah.
AJ, by the way, 12 targets, 10 receptions, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 bogus OPI.
Sure was.
That was a bad call. And I'm not saying that's why they lost the game, but you're allowed to say when a bad call is a bad call. Devontae.
He was asked about it, and he said, I don't care.
Yeah.
What did you think of the OPIs? I don't care.
It was a bad call.
It was.
Devontae Smith, 5 catches on 8 targets, 48 yards. Dallas Goedert just 2 for 27 against a team without their top 3 linebackers.
Yeah, that mystified me. I thought he was going to have a big game, like 8 for 92 or something. They're missing all their linebackers, and you can't get the ball to the tight end. He was certainly open.
Yeah. And you run the ball 13 times. And Nick talked about the flow of the game needing to pass. It was 10-9 in the second half. Like even at 17-9, you don't have to start throwing the ball.
No. It's just ironic to me that all year Saquon's just been ineffective, and he'll get 26 carries and average 2.1, 24 carries, average 2.3. Finally, I thought they had some pretty good matchups there in the run game, and he had 9-yarder earlier. He averaged 5.5 yards a carry in the second half. He just stopped doing it.
Yeah. Not a single attempt for Tank Bigsby.
Nope.
My
column went over really well.
We've talked about Tank. It's not like that's the fix, but he's a guy who's consistently given them some juice. Why not try it? Like It seems like they're just against trying things, and they're just ramming their heads into a brick wall for no reason.
I mean, DeAndre Swift and what were the carries? 18 and 22? 18 for Swift, 22 for Monangai. Look, there's value in having 2 backs, obviously, and I mean, I wouldn't expect the ratio to be similar to that, but
the Bears ran 85 plays.
It's crazy. They ran 85 plays. Yep.
I don't know if I remember a team running 85 plays.
All right, I'm gonna look that up while you do something.
Okay, so the Bears ran 85 plays. The Eagles ran 51. Third downs, the Eagles were 4 for 12. They couldn't stay on the field, and it's kind of been the thing with them, the 3 and outs, and that's the really frustrating. And we talk about complimentary football. That's something that really saps the life out of your defense is when, you have how many 3 and outs do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4 3 and outs of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of their 11 possessions. And One was a 2-play interception. Yeah, it's just, and the other one was a 4-play drive that ended with a fumble. So it's like their drives are so short that, and I'm not saying the defense is absolved for the time of possession, but the offense put them in some tough spots.
Yeah. So the Bills ran 92 in that overtime game.
Okay.
Dallas ran 93 in that overtime game in 18. The last time a team had that many plays against the Eagles was the Giants in 2016 in that 24-19 game. They had 88.
Wow.
88 plays. So that was 9 years ago. That's yeah.
It stands out to you. Like
Malcolm Jenkins had a pick six in that game, by the way.
So let's save Malcolm for the positivity corner. They probably could have used him today.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about the offense. Where's your confidence level that they can fix this?
Not very high. I mean, I picked the Eagles to win, I think, what I picked, 1918 or 2019. I picked them to lose last week. I mean, that kind of reflects how I feel about the offense right now.
Yeah.
I'll pick them to lose to the Chargers because I just don't think I mean, the Chargers are playing well. They're going to win their fourth straight game Sunday. They have the Raiders at home. And I just have no confidence in this offense. I just don't.
It's tough too. I think maybe they found a little something with the RPO game. And I think that's worked. There were like some little things that started to work for them, like that one touchdown drive. They used some tempo, and it seems like that's a button they've been able to push here and there to give themselves some life, but you can't do that all the time. The RPO stuff worked a little bit. Zone reads worked a little bit. I think Jalen being a +1 is something I'd lean into a little bit more in the run game, but I don't know. It worked a little bit in this game, and that team didn't have their top 3 linebackers, so it's tough to know how much that's going to work against whatever team comes next on your schedule.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what the next move is. I just don't.
Yeah. Are you buying what Sirianni's selling about sticking with Patullo?
It's a long week.
Yeah. And look, we talked a lot about maybe like about the switch in the previous week, like going into this game. I don't think they were ever going to do it on a short week. That's a really tough ask. You have some extra time here. And like, if you're going to make this move, now is the time to make this move.
Yeah. And I don't think, like when he said we're not making, we're not changing play callers, he can just change play callers. He can say whatever he wants.
He's allowed to lie to us.
Yeah. And I think there's really I mean, he wasn't going to say, like, if he says we're going to look into, we'll consider everything, then kind of, it's not what he doesn't want to create a story that way. So I think he answered the only way he could. You know what? I think he is. I think he's going to change before.
I think he is too.
Before it's too late.
Yeah, and it might be too late. I don't know.
It might be too late, but your season is kind of like slipping away right here. Mm-hmm. And like you said, you don't have a lot of buttons to push. And I think when you get right down to it, the only goal for this team is to win a Super Bowl, and you're flat out not going to win a Super Bowl with Kevin Patullo calling plays. It's that simple. Got to get someone else in there.
We walked in the locker room tonight, and in the corner where Jalen's locker is, him and Kevin just talk. It was a lengthy conversation. It began before we got in the locker room. It lasted a little while, maybe another 5 minutes while we were in there. So I don't know. That's the scary thing is, like, I don't think anyone really has the answers right now. Like, Jalen's talking about identity. The players are like, we got to figure something out.
I do think when you change play callers, it can give everyone because look, if you're an NFL football player, you know that Kevin Patullo is it's just not working. So I think it's really hard to go out there week after week knowing you're going to score 13 points, 19 points, whatever it is. And I think if you make a change, it'll just kind of give everyone a little mental boost, a little jolt.
Yeah. And that's not to absolve any of the execution errors, because there have been many execution errors, some false starts in this game, just miscommunications. That third down, Jalen to Devontae, it looks like an awful pass. It was an awful pass based on the route, but those two clearly not on the same page. I think Jalen wanted him to sit down there at the top of that route, and he didn't. But like, you can't have miscommunications in week 13. Like, it just can't happen.
Yeah. Did you hear anything that Patullo said to Jane? Like, did he say, like, I really think Parks will do a great job? Did you hear anything like that?
I thought, I was like, I'm sneaking up on them. Like,
Did you hear him say, like, I'll still be around, I'll still be.
I'll give you like a little levity moment. Someone sent me this photo. Uh, Saquon, the scrums are big, and I kind of got boxed out a little bit. So Saquon's speaking, and I'm in Will Shipley's locker, like next to him. And at one point, I asked a question through they have like a grate.
Yeah.
It looked like I was in like a confessional in a church, just asking Saquon about the run game. It was a kind of a funny moment.
Yeah, we carried it on our post-game show.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
Poking through
Saw
there?
you back there.
I got a little boxed out there.
Yeah,
It happens to the
to
best
all
of
of
us.
us.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if anything else offensively.
I mean, you talked to Saquon like for a little bit. He was kind of weird.
Well, yeah, he said the game was weird. Not what you want to hear from your running
and
back.
I think, was it you who followed up and said what made it weird?
I tried to. I think someone else did get the question in, and he just said, some plays here and there, and then
we'd have a 5-yard gain, then there'd be a 2-yard loss. That's every week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was strange.
AJ said all the right things. He was asked if they're getting schemed open enough, and he just said yes.
Yeah. He said all the right things, but that smirk spoke volumes.
Yeah, and he's trying to be optimistic. I think everyone's trying to be optimistic because they look around the locker room and like, yeah, there's still talent there, but it's pretty ugly right now.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We've exhausted talking about the offense. I'm sure you guys are exhausted hearing it. So we'll talk about how bad the defense was when we come back.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself and shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
Back on the Eagle Eye podcast, brought to you by Nissan. Rube, so the defense wasn't good in this game either. I think we're both of the belief that the defense is the lesser of their problems, but in this game it was. I mean, those rushing numbers are out of control. The Bears in this game, 47 rushing attempts for 281 yards.
It was 282 before that last kneel down.
That saves him a little bit, and then the 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, 18 for 125 and a touchdown. Kyle Monangai, 22 for 130 and a touchdown.
Don Bosco. DeAndre Swift, the first former Eagle with a 100-yard game against the Eagles since.
You want me to guess?
No.
Oh.
Clarence Peaks from the Steelers in 1963. He was the 7th pick in the 1957 draft. He just didn't have a good career, but that one day for the Steelers at Pitt Stadium, he sure did. But yeah, I mean, it's the most rushing yards against the Eagles in Philly in 50 years, or I guess it would be 60 years, whatever, for a long time, over half a century. 2 backs with 125 or more yards. I mean, this is what the Eagles used to do to people a year ago. They would be the one with 200 rushing yards week after week.
Yeah. It was bully ball up front, but it was also scheme.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I don't even know if misdirection is the right word, but it was like inventive run schemes that had the Eagles out of sorts.
Yeah.
That's what stood out to me. It was like, yes, they missed tackles. Yes, like DeAndre Swift at times is shifty and he made the miss. Like, that's all part of it. But it felt like it was fun to watch that if you were just no uniforms. It was fun to watch that run game because, and I want to rewatch it, but they were using misdirection in a way to take the Eagles and make them have bad angles to the football. And it was a stark contrast from what the Eagles run game has looked like.
Yeah. And I thought they just had the Eagles defense off balance from the start, from the first run till the end. And, one thing Vic's really good at is adjusting in the run game. I mean, you'll see teams will have like 88 yards in the first half, and then you look at the final total, and they got like 106. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I want to see I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but I felt like they were trying to live in nickel, and they couldn't stop the run game. They actually held Caleb Williams in check as a runner. I think he had a couple of first downs, but just 5 for 13.
Yeah.
They certainly didn't get after him in terms of pressure. I thought he had some moments to sit in the pocket. I thought he missed some throws, and I think they're lucky he missed some throws.
Yeah.
There were a couple where Sidney Brown was in coverage, and his guy was wide open, and Williams just missed the throws.
Yeah. I think I don't understand why the Eagles don't have more sacks. They have guys that can get after the quarterback, and they're just not. And I don't get it. I just looked at sacks by edge rushers game by game, so you can get a look at it if you're watching this. So their edge rushers, Jalix has 2. Josh Uche has 1. Patrick Johnson has 1. Uche was inactive. Patrick Johnson's not on the team, and he's on the practice squad. Zadarius Smith has 1.5. He's retired. So 3.5 of their 7 sacks from edge rushers this year weren't even on the field. 2 of them aren't even on the team. Nolan just has the 1. Jalix has 2. Jalen Phillips had 1 against the Lions.
Nolan had some good rushes. He was responsible for the Jalen Carter sack as well.
Who's that?
Nolan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're getting good rushes, and you forced an INT. That's great, but
Jalix had a couple good rushes. One was a throwaway by Caleb Williams.
But they're not finishing. And with the talent they have inside, they're one of the, they're like 26 coming in sacks per pass play, and that's going to go down. Yeah, not good. And then you factor in the run defense, and yeah, I got nothing else. Just terrible.
Yeah, there were some good individual plays from the defense. That Jalix Hunt interception, man, that could have been the story of the game.
Yeah,
really. If the offense didn't fumble the football away at the 12-yard line, I mean, that's a big play. That's his second interception. It's always funny to me, like how what we talk about gets changed so much by the results. Because man, that's a huge play, and if they win this game, we might be leading the show with that. But the offense didn't do its job. Nakobe Dean had that near pick late in the first half. I mean, that could have been a big game changer. They could maybe
got 2
got
chances
points.
at it.
He did, yeah.
He dropped it, then he dropped
Actually,
it.
DeAndre Swift did a good job kind of playing defense on that one. But yeah, the run defense, they hadn't given up 200 yards since Vic has been the DC, and they gave up 281.
Almost gave up 300.
Yeah.
They could have had 300 if they wanted it.
I think they were gassed by the end of it, and that's not
Played 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's not an excuse because they had plenty of chances to get themselves off the field. The offense didn't help them.
What were the Bears, 10 for 14 on third down?
Yes.
Oh, my bad, 10 for 17.
Yeah,
not quite as bad, but
59%.
Still, that's not great.
And the Eagles started off this game with that turnover on downs. Now, the Bears moved the football, so there was kind of a glimpse into what was to come in this game. But the Eagles get that fourth down stop, and you're going, man, this team is like unbelievable on fourth downs.
That was their 10th straight fourth down stop, going back to the Packers game.
But then the next drive was 11 plays, 78 yards, 5 minutes and 26 seconds, and a touchdown.
Yep.
It's kind of a weird thing. Both of the Bears' first 2 possessions were 5:26. It's weird.
You can write a column about that.
I don't know. They started Sidney Brown in this game. He wasn't very good. But they're going to have to roll with him. Makuba had surgery on Wednesday. He's out for, at least a month. Maybe the whole season.
Maybe. Yep.
I don't even know if did Jahad Campbell play?
I don't know if he played. I know he didn't have any stats on the defense sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Can we check Pro Football Focus for snaps? I'm not sure he played.
Yeah, I don't know if he did, but I understand that Nakobe's been playing really well. I don't know. Like I said, even though the defense was awful today, I'm just not as worried about the defense. I think they'll figure it out. Man, the offense is the problem.
Clearly.
Where are you on that? Do you feel the same way? I mean, I'm not excusing getting run over and getting punched in the mouth like they did. That was that's not the brand of football they want to play.
I can't say I feel as good about the defense today as I did yesterday.
It's fair. And I wonder like how much of it is, if you're the defense, there's so much pressure on you.
I wrote about that.
When, like I think that's the human element of it. And I know that, Nick always talks about the connection in the building and how there's never we talked about it during the week about the 91 team, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like, but there's so much pressure on the defense to be great because the offense stinks so much. Like, I think it's human nature to get down a little bit when you're feeling like you have to just almost pitch a shutout for your team to win.
I wrote about that in my obs, and there's no way to know, but it seemed it's like you said, it's human nature. If your side of the ball is carrying the team and the other side of the ball is just I can't say the word even on a podcast, but not holding up their end of the bargain. I think it can play on you. I mean, the defense is going out there and they're keeping the Eagles in the game. I mean, week after week after week. I mean,
it was crazy. At halftime, the Eagles were down 10-3. They had been outgained 222-83. First downs were 16-2 in favor of the Bears. The Bears had held the ball for 21 minutes, the Eagles for 9. But the Eagles were getting the ball back with a chance to do something, and then 3-and-out.
Yeah,
and a laughable 3-and-out. You throw a pass that hits the running back in the head. Yeah, like just laughable.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. They get 1 yard.
I think it's really tough to play defense under those circumstances. Yes, and I don't think it's a conscious thing where like, well, the offense is playing like garbage. I'm not going to play hard. I think it's like, here we go again. We just got to the sideline. We got to go back out there. Another 3-and-out. It kind of looked like that might have been the case today.
Yeah, I think it's hard to not feel like that.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams didn't do much in the air.
No.
It wasn't a through-the-air type of game.
You run for 300 yards. You don't need to.
Yeah, 17 for 36, 154 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Passer rating of 56.9.
It was windy out there.
It was.
But he's going to be good. I think he's going to be a good
player.
player.
The ball to Cole Kmet was a nice ball, the touchdown.
Was.
And that felt like the dagger. I know they were technically still in it after that, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
The Eagles get the touchdown late. Go for the 2. What did you think? Let's talk a little bit. You know what? Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about special teams. I want to talk to you about some of the decision making, and then we will have a very abbreviated Dave's Positivity Corner. Need some holiday gift inspiration? Escape the cold and catch the Phillies in Clearwater with NBC Sports Philadelphia and Philly Sports Trips. We're teaming up to bring fans the most unforgettable Phillies spring training experience yet. The trip includes Phillies game tickets, beachfront accommodations, round-trip travel, all-inclusive tailgates, and more. Plus appearances from Larry Boa, Charlie Manuel, and NBC Sports Philadelphia's own Ben Davis. Book your trip today at phillysportstrips.com. Okay, Rube, do you want to go special teams or coaching decisions?
Not really, but let's go special teams first.
Special teams. Jake Elliott missed the PAT, missed a 52-yarder late. The PAT was a big one because they had a chance to tie the game, and then they were kind of hunting points after that.
Exactly. I get that the conditions were bad, but it's a PAT. Got to hit that.
Yeah, you want to hit that no matter what. I was actually watching the kickers before the game, and he was actually hitting balls on that side of the field. So I think he just missed that one, and that's not great. It was a tough day for the punter just because it is a tough day to punt the ball.
Yeah.
He had 5 for 245, so an average of 49, long of 63, had a touchback, and then 1 inside the 20. Jake Elliott did have a good kickoff that was the touchback of the 20. I'm just going through special teams.
All alert Canton.
Well, we're talking about special teams. There's not going to be huge takeaways. Britton Covey had a little gulp moment, but he did field it cleanly eventually. And
his first game in a year.
Yeah. He had a fair catch, and he had that 9-yarder that was scary for a moment. Shipley and Covey were the returners. That's special teams. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Decision making. We'll start with the kind of end of game. Nick goes for the 2-point conversion. I think that's the right play. That the analytics say that's the right play. Where are you on that?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because I think the idea there is that you want to know what you need. You want to know how many possessions you need. I guess there's the human element of it where if you kick the extra point, you know you're going to have a 1-score game. And I understand that, but I think it does make sense to go for 2 when you score that touchdown.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
How'd you feel about the end of half? So they get the ball with 2:47, 3 timeouts. They run a play, and then they let the clock wind down to 2 minutes.
I mean, yeah, I try to score. I mean, I don't think it's egregious.
And Nick said he's like, they were trying to score. 2 minutes is plenty of time, which I understand, but not the way your offense is playing. Now, if you're trying to play the game of like, we want to strike the balance between having enough time for us to score and not giving them the football back, I get that. But your offense has been so bad, I'd kind of like you to run a play before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I didn't think either of those were like egregious.
No. He only did one egregious thing, and that was let Kevin Patullo call the plays.
Yeah,
I don't want to go back. I don't want to revisit that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. I just think that like there are structural problems that won't fix, but you have to try at this point. Anything else before we get to a positivity corner?
No, let's get there.
This might be a short one. Dave's positivity corner. What do you got first?
Well, who gets A.J. Brown?
You can take him if you want.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 2 pretty good games in a row, two big games. It's good to see him and Jalen on the same page. You would like to see some of the production earlier. But he's so good, and it's just great to see that he's getting the opportunity to show it. And, yeah, that first touchdown was it was so impressive. I mean, he was out of position, and he's reaching. He's kind of lunging for the ball, and his hands are so strong.
He came back for that football.
Came back for it and secured it. Got it in, brought it in, and ran the last few yards into the end zone. It was a big-time play. We haven't really been reminded lately how good he is. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had over 100 yards in the last 2 games, and I think he had like 83 the week before. I don't know where he is for the year, but his numbers are starting to look a little more respectable. And I mean, let me see where he is. 12 games, 56 for 699, 6 touchdowns. So, I mean, there's a chance he and Devontae are both going to go over 1,000 yards. Devontae's at 802.
When's the parade?
I think they would have it the Tuesday after.
My turn?
Yeah.
Lincoln, the bald eagle, maybe his best flight yet. Windy conditions, but I think he kind of used the wind to get a little height on his flight pattern. It really was his best flight of the season, and it was a good anthem by Vanya Sachs, the saxophone player.
Who was it?
Vanya Sachs, the saxophone guy.
His last name is Sachs, and he plays the sax?
I think that's what they call him.
Oh, okay. I guess it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody
I'm sorry
say?
I took Lincoln from you.
Did anyone say Lincoln yet? No, I don't have any more. I mean, you could go J-Lux. It was a very athletic play.
Nice play. He has 2 interceptions now.
Yeah,
making some like plays you don't typically see from edge rushers.
yeah.
Jalen Carter had a couple of batted passes, which has been good.
Yeah, and they gave him that first sack, I think.
Well, yeah, he hit him.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
I will go to the run game. It was like minimal signs of life, which is better than what it's been. So a mild positive there.
I guess.
Good to see Malcolm Jenkins went into the Eagles Hall of Fame along with the late Bucko Kilroy. But it was nice to see Malcolm. Eagles didn't really show up for him, but
That always seems to happen when they.
Yeah. He's the first player from that Super Bowl 52 team to go in to the Eagles.
Wonder how many more will.
Oh, that's fun. Let's go through it. Let's talk about happier times. Nick Foles,
I think he's got a pretty good chance.
Lane,
No doubt. Jason Kelsey has a good shot.
Kelsey, Fletcher.
BG.
Yeah, BG for sure.
If
Those-
he ever.
Those guys are no doubt.
Zach Ertz.
Zach
I
Ertz,
would
six,
think.
no doubt.
Yeah.
There are some other ones.
Matt Collins. Who else on defense? Nigel Bradham? Probably not.
No.
I don't. Probably nobody else on defense.
I think it's going to be Fletcher and Malcolm. On offense, maybe Brandon Brooks, 3 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl winner.
Might not be enough
Maybe
of a
not
body
enough.
of work. But how about Sproulsy?
Oh, interesting.
How long was he here?
3 Pro Bowls, right?
He was here, what, 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
6 years, 3 Pro Bowls.
Maybe we should have led with this. This is a lot more fun to talk about.
It is. It's interesting. Sproles might be a little short.
Hey, don't take short jokes at Darren Sproles.
How many return touchdowns did he have while he was here? Where do they have that? Oh, kick and punt returns. Philadelphia had 4 punt return touchdowns. Interesting. No kick return touch. He had 2 in San Diego, none here. So 4 punt return touchdowns. That's a big number. 3-time Pro Bowler. He did some good things on offense too. I mean, he's a good little back.
Another one? Good little back?
Yeah, I think the other guys are locks. I'm not sure Sproles is a lock.
Yeah. Quite a few will get in, though. Cool that Malcolm was the first one.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. You? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. Yeah.
Good. Watch some football. I actually heard someone say that the football games on Thanksgiving were actually too good because, like, football on Thanksgiving is supposed to be like background noise, and you had to kind of like lock in to these games that were so important, especially like for the Eagles. These were important games.
Yeah, it was cool that all 3 were upsets.
Mm-hmm.
We had I won't say what show it was, but we were running, like, we'll run shows like, reruns. And we ran a show from before Thursday, and somebody picked all 3 games, and this is on Friday, this is airing, and they were wrong on all 3.
That's
so
rough.
they're picking them the day after the games, seemingly, and they got them wrong. So that was.
I'd like to start picking games after they play them.
I'd probably be up over like 80-90%.
That's all I've got. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right. If you enjoy the Eagle Eye podcast, please do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. As a reminder, you are rating the podcast, not the 8-4 Philadelphia Eagles, who blew another game on Black Friday.
You have to have a lead to blow a game.
Okay, you know what I mean.
I did.
You have to pick me up on that.
I'm being difficult.
YouTube, click the like button, subscribe there as well. If you have an email for us, and I'm sure you do, eagleeyednbcuni.com. Any final words, Rube?
No, just, we enjoy the football Sunday. Dave calls it stress-free football. You don't have to watch the Eagles, so
You get to watch good football, maybe.
The next 2 Sundays, you get to watch football.
That's true. Monday night game, so a weird long break for the Eagles.
Yeah, but the pods will keep coming.
They will. We'll be back with you during the week. For Reuben Frank, I'm Dave Zangaro.
Oh, can I say one more thing? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just, I didn't have a chance to say this the other day because we were running long, but I really genuinely am so thankful for everyone that watches us and listens to us and sends emails and supports us. It means a lot. I mean, we have a lot of fun doing this, and the fact that so many people are really into it and appreciate it and enjoy it, it means a lot to us.
Yeah. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back with you next week. Reuben Frank, Dave Zangaro, the Eagle Eye podcast presented by Nissan. We'll talk to you soon.